What up, everybody? It's your boy DFS Up North here with a Sunday night football showdown. We got the Bills, we got the Pats, a divisional game. It's going to be fun. I'm excited about this matchup. The Bills are 8-point favorites. Right now, it is the Josh Allen show, right? But don't sleep on Drake May and the Pats here. I really like Drake May this week. I think it's going to be a fun game. I think that it's going to be a close game. I don't think that we're going to see the Bills really blow them out of the water. And really, we haven't seen the Bills do that much this year. They let Miami hang around, right? Like, it is a game that, like I said, I am excited about. So let's just get right into it here. Obviously, we're going to talk about the captains, MVPs, flex plays. There is some value on the slate lower down. But let's start at the top here with the highest own or projected on the captain, and that's going to be Josh Allen. Him and James Cook are going to eat up a ton of the projected ownership here, and rightfully so, right? This is the perfect game script for Josh Allen. The Pats are a pass funnel defense, and they pretty good stopping the run thus far this year. Why is my page loading like this? The DFS Army website drives me a little bonkers every now and then. Oh, and then we slide back to me talking about Kinshawn Judkins being the best play this morning. And guess what? He was. All right, let's get into it here. Back to the Bills game. Yeah, Josh Allen, it's an elite option in all formats. I just don't know. Let me see what his flex is. Flex is 67, so 21 plus 67. If my math teacher or my gym teacher math, that's about 12% of the field is not playing Josh Allen. So there's a leverage, but the leverage is likely that Allen gets hurt, right? And I don't really foresee that happening. That's something that we can't necessarily predict here. I'm going to be 100% Josh Allen. Both sites, 100%. I'm just going to I'm going to try to double him in the captain and double him in the MVP. And then the rest is just going to be in the flex, 20% and 61. So a little lower owned over there on FanDuel. But yeah, doesn't, it's insane how good Josh Allen is. And he spreads the ball around so much. There's going to be a variety of guys catching the ball that it's tough then for any of those other plays outside of maybe a James Cook to really usurp him unless it's a salary thing, right? So we love Josh Allen this week. James Cook, though, I'm probably going to end up being underweight, especially in the flex. All right, that the 38% ownership in the flex, I'm going to be under that. I don't mind sort of getting the exposure to him in the MVP because I think that if he gets it done today, it's going to be in that role where he is going to be the far and away best scorer. He gets 2 touchdowns, whatever. We've seen no regression from James Cook this year. Incredibly consistent, 20 carries, 3 to 4 targets, touchdown in every game. So I am cautiously pessimistic here that this is going to be a tougher matchup against a Pats team that's been sort of bend don't break, and good tacklers. Obviously, a Mike Vrabel-led defense, they're going to be tough. So I am going to go underweight on Cook just so that partially the reason is that I'm trying to get as much Allen as possible. The other guy that I'm trying to get as much as possible in is Drake May. He's been running the ball a ton. He's passing it efficiently. 2 TD passes in each of his last 13 or 3 games. Not 13. That'd be incredible. Limiting the turnovers, he is one of my favorite captain plays at 12%. I'm probably going to be 30 to 40% here on Drake May and the captain, just because I think that the $3,000 discount really improves my lineup. And I don't know that Josh Allen necessarily needs to be the captain to be in the nuts, like I said. So right now, if we were going to plug numbers in for myself here, we're probably talking, 35-ish% for Drake May, 25-ish for Allen, and then splitting up the rest. Honestly, now that I look at it, I'm probably going to be closer to 40% Drake May and 30% Josh Allen. Then we'd say what? If I said I'm going to be close to the field on the other guys, that gives me about 15% for James Cook, and then 15% to spread out on Stephon Diggs, Hunter Henry, and Dalton Kincaid. All right. Going to Diggs, a little bit of a breakout, 6 catches, 100 yards last week, first time all season. He's starting to figure out this offense. This is a revenge game for Stephon Diggs here. I think he's a low-end CPT MVP, but there's enough upside in the right game script that a guy like that, 600 and tutty, 11-7, he can get there, right? Tight ends have been the path to success a lot recently in in showdowns. I love Hunter Henry. Been pounding him in main slate. I was gonna say 4-day like it's golf. In main slate all year. I have no problems going back to him here. He's pretty TD dependent, but the usage is decent, right? And then Dalton Kincaid, like this is a prime spot. The Pats have really struggled to cover opposing tight ends. He had a quiet outing against the Saints, but that was just more James Cook smashing. 6 to 7 target upside, multiple TD touchdown upside. I really like Dalton Kincaid here. As we go down and talk about some of the other plays on this slate, I'm actually sorted this by ownership. Allen, May, Cook are going to be your top 3 highest flex zones on DraftKings, followed by Matt Prater. Interesting. Ramondre Stevenson. Let's just talk about this Pats running back by committee, the RBBC. All right. Stevenson, Travion Henderson, Antonio Gibson. They're all getting usage. It's insane. And because of that, none of them are really putting up, scores that are going to be able to get them into the nuts lineup. Here's the problem. If they do score a touchdown, it's pretty likely they're going to be in the nuts, right? So in my gut, I want to be like, all right, I'm just going to fade all of them. None of them are going to get there, right? But if they score a touchdown, especially somebody like, let's scroll down here. Well, let's just do this, okay? Let's look at ownership, right? We got Ramondre Stevenson at 25%, Travion at 16%, Gibson at 5%. So my instinct, as scary as that is to say, all right, I'm going to play all the Antonio Gibson. I'm going to 4x the field here at, almost 20% owned, right? And just try to be right. Okay. The projection's obviously not great. He's the 3rd guy, but he is getting touches. If he scores, like I said, he's probably gonna get there, right? So I'm higher. My GPP sort of milli maker type of play is that we fade the higher owned running back for the Pats just because it is a running back by committee. Even though I think Stevenson's a good guy, right? Like there's just not enough to go around. So I'm gonna take my chances on the low owned guy that could potentially score. That then puts me over the top in GPP. What else do we got going on? Better check these games here and see what we got going. Oh, the Cowboys are driving right now. Going down, Shakir Coleman. I prefer Shakir, as you can see by my star ratings, a little bit. He scored in back-to-back games. I do think that he is one of Josh Allen's favorite targets. Keon Coleman just doesn't do enough for me, really. Bills D, they're not been terrible, but they haven't been very good. The Pats aren't a bad offense. They're fine. And it's not a spot I'm super excited about. So 24%, even as an 8-point favorite, I'm not really interested there. Both kickers are fine. Travion Henderson, we talked a little bit about. I think he's a better DraftKings play than FanDuel. Josh Palmer has been doing nothing. He played 15 snaps last week, but watch him score a touchdown here. Keyshawn Boot, we're getting a cheap price for lots of usage. Pats D, no, right? Not against this offense. They have scored 2 TDs this year, which makes their defense look a little better than they actually are. One guy I like is Curtis Samuel. All right, cracked the lineup for the first time last week, so there is potential that he is going to be, maybe a healthy scratch here. So we need to watch that. But he was in the kick returning role, had 80 yards in kick returns last week. So I think they're going to like him there. That means that he's going to be available. They're going to have to maybe sit one of these like a Tyrell Shavers. So Samuel, get some targets. I think that he could be a potential MME play, a good play. I don't love the 10% ownership here, but I am intrigued by him. These lower end Pats receivers are really hard to get behind, like a Demario Douglas. I do think Austin Hooper is sort of intriguing. He is playing about an even split with Henry. If he scores a touchdown, obviously going to be in the nuts. Kyle Williams, rookie, who really hasn't done much. I don't get the Ray Davis love. I mean, maybe he gets in and scores a touchdown. There's really not a lot of great turns. I do think that Mac Hollins is fine. He's playing wide receiver 2 minutes or reps, or wide receiver 3 behind Boot and Diggs. Trying to think if there's any other turds here that could maybe score, like a Kyle Williams. He's a rookie wide receiver. Jackson Hawes, 3rd string tight end, but he's playing a ton. Dawson Knox, no, I'm not very excited about a Dawson Knox. Let's look over at FanDuel. It is a little bit different over there this week. We got Josh Allen, obviously an elite play. I love the quarterbacks here. I'm a little bit higher on the running backs on this site just because of the PPR, but same sort of captain / MVP pool over here. Oh, they scored. Who got it? Javonte Williams. I mean, how about my Vikings this morning, you guys? My Vikings smashing. Love to see it because, you know, we needed it, guys. We needed it. All right. On FanDuel, I'm trying to see if there's any sort of leverage. There was somebody super cheap. We don't get like a Mac Jones type of play, but I do like the Antonio Gibson 5,400. Jackson Hawes is the turd that you can play. Elijah Moore. Oh, we didn't talk about him. He got outsnapped by Curtis Samuel this week. I think he's maybe on the outside looking in along with Terrell Shavers. Don't play Reggie Gilliam. He's a special teamer. Like I said, I think Hooper is maybe intriguing over here. The kickers are a little bit underowned, and wildly, Borregales has not attempted a field goal in 2 weeks, which is just a wild number to me. Diggs is a great play, 9,200. Pats, no. Stevenson, no. I don't get the. I'm a little confused on the Ramondre Stevenson love this week. All right, let's build a lineup here. Make sure you guys can see this. Let's do the Josh Allen quarterback, right? MV or Q captain. We know we want Drake May. All right, now where do we go from here? All right. I do like Drake Mays. Let's get a little crazy here. So let's say Austin Hooper's gonna catch the touchdown this week. All right. That leaves us, you know, some decent remaining salary. Let's say we like Diggs, right? That he's going to pop off. A catcher for a catcher, a receiver for Josh Allen. So now we go Dalton Kincaid. We have 4,400 left, and we can play a guy like Antonio Gibson. No, let's get can we get Curtis Samuel in here? Yeah. All right, so now we got our guy. Decent amount of salary left on the table, 3,200. 3 and 3. Don't hate that. I don't think there's anywhere we can really upgrade this. We didn't go Hooper, we could get to, can we get to Henry? No, he's 7,600. All right, we could get up to Boot. He's wide receiver 1 minutes, but I do like the Austin Hooper call into the end zone tonight. If we look at Hoop, right, what's it say? Let's see. You know, a target 24 yards. He's kind of running those steam routes, right? Going deep, and they're hitting him. Like he used to do back in Atlanta. Yeah, I'm interested in a lineup like this. If we were gonna, not play the Josh Allen captain, right? If we were gonna go for the Drake May captain, okay. And then we slide Josh Allen into the flex. Now we got a lot of salary here. You can mess around with this and get up to nobody. Let's say we're not gonna play Diggs though. Let's see. Go naked Josh Allen. Can we do that? Is that legal? Let's go Shakir. Okay. Let me go Diggs. Can't get Henry. Can get Samuel. No, who's a cheapie for the Pats at wide receiver? Let me see. Oh, let's go the Gibson route. Let's say Gibson catches a pass, right? And then Austin Hooper. That's a like silly for the Millie type of lineup that can actually get there. I like that a lot. All right, looking at FanDuel now. Like I said, I think it's like Josh Allen or bust over here. Can you go Josh Allen and James Cook? Yes, right. If you think that they're going to really sort of, that's going to lock up all of your touchdowns over there. Let's say if we go Drake May now what do we got? About 4,000 per player left. Okay. So let's scroll down to the cheapies here and see what we've got. My internet is being incredibly slow. Gibby's like even expensive here. Hoofda. Is there anybody? Yes, we can play Curtis Samuel. That gives us some salary savings. So if we played Curdy, now we're all right. We got 2 guys left. Let's go Curtis Samuels. Let's go. I keep talking about Austin Hooper, man. I hope he scores tonight. That would be fun. We go Hoop, right? So we got now we can get all the way up to like a Dalton Kincaid. I don't mind that. Actually, I'd probably prefer to go Hunter Henry here. No, I wouldn't. I would go Dalton Kincaid, right? I'd go Dalton Kincaid here. All right, so that's a good lineup, right? So again, not the worst, sort of setup in the world. What am I at here? How long have we been talking for? it's not like that complicated of a slate. It's more or less just the who's going to score a touchdown, right? I love May. I love Allen. I think those guys are all elite plays. I'm trying to think if there's any rules we would want to put. I don't think you have to put like a Hooper and Henry together rule. I don't think that's necessary. I don't think you need to put no two kickers. I think that we could absolutely see a two kicker game here. You don't want to, like I said, when you're building in the DS, you don't want to unnecessarily constrain yourself. If that makes sense. You don't want to lock yourself out of a win, right? We do that enough by maybe like picking our captain pool, right? Because that's not always going to be perfect. So I do like, obviously the tight ends at captain, Henry, Kincaid. I've apparently talked up Hooper and Curtis Samuel as like my favorite turds. Obviously a little scary when we look at that, but I'll be around. We'll chop it up. We'll talk about some things that we need to if you're building lineups, once we get the what's it called out, the inactives, if somebody random is on there or somebody new that we weren't expecting, don't sleep on Khalil Shakir today too. All right. I know I said that a little bit, but he's one of Allen's favorite targets long term. They haven't ran the little jet sweep pass to him yet. I think that's coming. That used to be kind of their go-to, right? When he was like a third or fourth string wide receiver. I think we're going to see that maybe today against the Pats if they're struggling to move the ball a little bit, and that's a touchdown play for them. So if you're watching this and you're on DFS Army VIP, you can use that code DFS Army, gets you 10% off for life. Otherwise, I will hit you guys up in the Discord. We'll chat about this game once the inactives go out and you guys are starting to build. You can always send me a DM. My username in the Discord is @DFSUpNorth. Cheers, everybody. Bye.